it's been an interesting evolution and educational process for us working with data center companies, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And-
haven't you guys yet? I'm interested. I don't know if your audience is that I'm interrupting, but like there, what are you seeing as your recent experience with that? Like, let's drill
yeah,
into that a little bit more.
man. So it's like anything, right? You follow the money, right?
Yep.
And generally, when there's a lot of money somewhere, there's people in that business that have no business doing what they're doing, right?
Yep.
In certain components, they do. They're very skilled in certain aspects. Maybe they have access to money. Maybe they have a grand idea. Maybe they've got technology just pushing that you can't help but get involved. But once you get into any business, you start to realize what you don't know, right?
Yeah. Oh my
And
gosh.
and what you're and sometimes, you know, we we do a lot of education to our data center clients and renewables clients in
Yep.
general, and it's all in the form of like cautionary tales.
Yep.
Right? It's like Jesus teaching principles, like
Yep.
I can tell you things, but I can tell you a relatable story and that's going to sink in. And so
Yep.
we get involved early on because, data center company bought some site, didn't have a clue about their mineral exposure, didn't have access or locked in agreements, or didn't take seriously that behind the meter power component
Yep.
of
Yep.
natural gas, was behind on the interconnection queue, dumped a ton of money in a, big multiple on some land, but had a dumpster fire beneath it. Didn't have, they were backed in they spent 60 million on some site, didn't have right of way to get to the overhead utility,
Wow.
you
Wow.
know? So it's things like that. It's like the cart before the horse thing,
Yep.
uninsurable because they had a dumpster fire for, leasehold, oil and gas leasehold rights and 200 mineral owners under the project. So we get involved. It's all the other things. It's easy to go buy dirt. Is it constructable? Is it insurable? Can you get in the interconnection queue? Do you have power? Do you have, right of way in and out? All those little nuanced things that kind of the landman lives in, especially on the field side of the business,
Yep.
and on the surface land side of the business, even at an E&P level, those skills are highly transferable. You just have different levers, right? Pulling on the
Yeah.
why or the when you need to do something. So that's how we've gotten involved. That's how a lot of our, oil and gas companies, every significant, major has, alternatives or a new energies group. And
Yeah.
those companies, chase the thing, right? It was
Yep.
CCS and now it's geothermal. And now some of them are, they're combining geothermal and CCS with a data center partner because they're
Yep.
also combining that with their excess natural gas production, or they're using it as a hedge. Hey, I can hedge, a certain percentage of my production in the Haynesville or in somewhere for 15 years tied to this data center project. And so
See, and I love that because that's
yeah,
innovation. That's innovation that it comes out of necessity within, like looking within the resources and footprint we already have. Like it's going back to the whole Permian conversation and just the potential missed opportunity that's occurring before our very eyes. So
yeah. Well, it's the macro, right? You talked about the macro,
yeah,
like what is my situation? Individually, these types of things don't make sense for me. But when I combine them all, I may be a big company. When I start talking about tax
yep,
credits here, partnership there, hedging my gas there, it maybe starts to make sense and you see these companies pushing to that. And so it's been interesting for us because we kind of get brought into it from, different sides.
yep,
It's always interesting. Traditionally, people call us to say, "Hey, what are terms and what are leasing terms in this area?" Well, now
yep,
it's like, "Hey, man, what's this? Tell me about a solar project. Tell me about like
yep.
what my leverage. I'm getting hit up every day by a developer here and this and that. You know, educate me." So it's part of the reason why we do these types of podcasts is just to
Yep.
kind of educate on everyone. And it's not some new foreign thing in particular, but generally oil and gas people don't understand utilities and utility people don't understand oil and gas,
Right.
right?
Which is
Especially on the,
odd. Yeah.
yeah, I know, especially on the upstream sides of things.